We'll give you the final scores on that. It was 212 for Billy Hardwick, 157 for Don Glover. This is the way it stands right now. We have Billy Hardwick up against Dick Ritger, and Eddy Patterson waiting to play the winner of this match in our King of the Hill format. And Hardwick opens up with his fair. Now we switch over to Dick Ritger, Hartford, Wisconsin. He's won 3 tournaments in his career. He's 5'7", 27 years old. You know, in any sport, Billy, I've never seen so many slight, thin fellows as you have in bowling.
But it's to their advantage to be slight, thin, small-waisted, small-hip, because they have a better margin for error. When you have big hips, you're a tall man, you're further away from the floor, it's harder to get that ball around and keep it in a straight line. When you're small-waisted, that ball will swing by your body, and you've got 5 or 6 boards more margin for error in your swing than someone whose hip is in the way, and the arm will bounce off if you get in a little tight.
Well, Frank Esposito of the PBA was telling me of the top 20 bowlers, only one was overweight, but he wouldn't tell me which one. You overweight, Bill?
No, I'm in shape, bud.
We brought that one in. Looks like even Steven now, isn't it?
And Buddy has hit this lane very well. Might set him up for the double. Oh.
Ritger now up. It's amazing how this Professional Bowlers Association has grown. Less than 10 years ago, there were 33 members and $47,000 in prize money. Now there are 900 members and close to $2 million in prize money.
It's getting sweeter all the time, bud. Eddie Elias has just done a remarkable job for the boys in the Professional Bowlers Association in bringing us to the plateau that we presently are enjoying. Gets very low. Long arm swing. Very good reach.
And we'll be back with more of the third match between Dick Ritger and Bill Hardwick in just a moment. Here is Dick Ritger's strike you just saw in slow motion coming up. That's pretty perfect, isn't it, Billy?
There you see the value of the spin shot. You see how the ball stays straight into the pin deck. It does not hook sharply to the left.
Billy Hardwick now. 4th frame. This match completely even right now. And that puts Hardwick about 1 pin behind.
Over in the wings, Bud, we hear some bowling. Eddy Patterson is over there warming up, getting ready for the final match.
Ooh, that was a little shaky, wasn't it?
He gave us a little Arthur Murray at the foul line there, and it didn't come out like he wanted it.
Extremely close, as you can see. Hardwick now trailing by about 1 pin. Oh, brother. How about this one, Billy? Can you get your Billy board up there? Here's the slow-mo reaction of Hardwick. showing a really follow-through on that. Very graceful follow-through. They all have it, these boys. Just misses the stair. Now Ritger with a big opportunity here to forge ahead even more. He leads by 14 pins.
Playing a very little soft and dainty shot in there on lane 34, and that time he was even slower than he wanted to be. He feared much worse. Came out pretty good, leaving only the 4-pin.
Tell me, Billy, to a top bowler like yourself, all these lanes, I guess, are different, aren't they?
Yes, Bud, they certainly are. Every lane in the house is a little different, and that's why the boys have such a difficult time as you'll see them going game to game. Because you may have adjusted to one pair, and the next pair you move to, you have to make another adjustment. You can't just stay and get grooved in.
Ritger leading here by 14 right now.
In fact, we hope our viewers stay with us through this 1968 tour. We're going to sort of label this year's tour Operation Explanation and bring out some of those finer points that are not visible.
Now, that looked pretty good to me. What happened there, Billy? Get up that Billy board and show us,
the ball rolled a little bit too sharply. He was slow, first of all. He had a good lift. The ball cut through here too sharply. To try and make this, he's going to roll it to the left side and barely touch the 4, sliding it over into the 10. Then the ball will go on through and get the 7.
Yeah,
that is exactly right. Very good choreography there, Bud.
Thank you.
And he might make that.
Well, that brings us right even again. Billy Hardwick will be up. 6th frame. There's Ritger, a little unhappy. And your score. This is a tough one, isn't it, Billy?
But here we'd like to point out again, even though the 7-pin is not up, it's irrelevant. In having the 4 in the 10, he must execute the same shot to the left side of the 4.
Gave it a good try, too. This match staying extremely close here. But with that open frame, Riter goes ahead by 11 pins right now.
But the way they're playing cat and mouse right now, it looks like nobody wants out of the trap. All they want is a piece of cheese.
Well, Hardwick has had problems with these two lanes throughout the tournament here. He's only been averaging around 190. Ritger's been averaging around 200 on lanes 33 and 34. Hardwick looking down lane 33, trying for the spare. And he trails, you can see, by 11.
But he has not been one of the higher scoring pairs throughout the tournament. But then again, we do not pick our lanes each week for high scores.
Good chance then for Ritger to really go ahead.
The greatest thing in professional sports that has made it so beautiful for television and viewing today is the element of competition for the dollar, for the amount of money. The more money, the more the competition. The more excited the player, the more excited the viewing audience. And we're going to have a close match here from the way the trend is evolving. It's got to be a close match.
Ritger with the spare, leading by 11, who's into the 8th right now. As you say, this is not a high scoring. We started out with a couple of pretty good games, 226 for Don Glover in defeating Dick Weber, 211, but this couldn't be closer, really.
All right. Very low, using a loft.
Got that one. And a comfortable way to spend a winter afternoon watching competition among the finest professional bowlers. We'll be back in Phoenix in just a minute. Phoenix Open, Billy Hardwick on the line, trailing by 11 pins. Prize money, $40,000. Oh.
Well, Bud, same split that he had before on that lane with the 7-pin added. It's the same split that Dick Ritger did have on lane 33. And he's going to try and roll the ball to the left. He must go for it. He's down by 11. If there are 14 in the count now, he lost 3. If he doesn't make this, then he's down by 25. So he's going to go for it. And
Could have been closer, could it?
no way.
Now he's down by 25 as he moves into the 9th frame. There's that try for the spare. Well, it broke up a little bit there, but it's amazing the new equipment they are coming up with all the time, especially on ABC. Doesn't work all the time, but most of the time. Oh, there it is. Look at that one. This is a bowler's nightmare.
He just turned the card over.
Gives us a sheepish grin. Now Dick Ritger can afford to play a little conservatively. Going into his 9th, he leads by 37. Could have gotten a mean split out of that one. And looks like this is our winner here. Dick Ritger. Billy Hardwick can't catch him. Gets the spare there. Don't forget, we'll have the big final match coming up between Dick Ritger here and Ed Patterson, who's been waiting in the background. You might hear the pins going down then. That's Ed Patterson practicing. And don't forget, over most of these same stations, right after this PBA tournament, it's the Hula Bowl football game, live in color, direct from Hawaii, with Chris Schenkel and Bud Wilkinson. That one looked mighty good. But Dick here is out ahead by 37 pins. He's in the 10th frame.
Notice how he rolled that ball cross lane, Bud. Very, very good angle.
He'll have a 180 something here.
Billy Hardwick fell into the same happenstance that Don Glover.
Stand by.
That gives Dick Ritger a 183 game. Billy Hardwick cannot catch him. So the story of the Phoenix PBA Open is almost history now. Dick Ritger gets set to meet Ed Patterson from Dallas. And at stake, the championship and $6,000 first prize money. And we'll be back in a minute.